Hafiz. Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, depending on where you are joining us from. Welcome to the Istanbul Lit Summit 2026 presentation session. My name is Prima, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. Thank you for all participants who have taken the time to join us today. We are really glad to have you here. And before we begin, I'd like to encourage you to turn on your camera and you can use the virtual background like me here. And if possible, so we can see each other's faces and so our speaker can also see all of you joining the session. All right, great. There are some already turned on your camera. Before we start now, I'd like to ask, how excited are you guys for today's pre-orientation session? You can share your reaction using the Zoom feature reaction or from scale 1 to 10. How excited are you? 10, 9, or 8, 100? Okay, great. All right. I actually also very excited about today's session because we'll be having a talk titled A Glimpse into Istanbul Youth Summit Journey. And through this session, we'll explore an alumni's real experience of joining Istanbul Youth Summit from preparation and funding, also challenges and overall impact after her experience in Istanbul Youth Summit 2025. Before we move on, may I know where you are joining from? You can type your city or country in the chat. So I'm from Indonesia, and my city is in Bandung. So for participant here, can you type your country, or if I see here in the name of the participants, there are Elizabeth from Uganda, Nafis from Philippines, but currently in Sivas, Turkey. Oh, all right. Marawan from Japan, okay. And then there's Nafis from Bangladesh. Okay, one Genevieve. All right. Then, okay. It's great to see that where you're joining from. Uh, it this participant from different places. Okay, so before we get started, let me briefly walk you through today's agenda. First, our speaker will deliver a presentation sharing her Istanbul Youth Summit journey. After that, we'll continue with an open Q&A session where you are welcome to ask questions either through the chat or by speaking directly through microphone after the presentation finished. And we'll close the session with a short photo session for documentation. And just a quick overview of Istanbul Youth Summit 2026. One of the highlights of the program is the social project competition, which already explained through the previous pre-orientation, right? Uh, where the delegates fight to propose creative initiatives aimed at solving global issues or empowering their communities. It is an opportunity to turn ideas into action and create real lasting, and it will be held from February 9th, 2026 until February 12th, 2026. There will also be several awards, including Most Active Group, Best Project, and Best Group. So without further ado, we are very pleased to be joined today by our speaker, Faza Andrian, an Istanbul Youth Summit 2025 alumni who successfully joined the program with funding support from her university. Also during the summit, she didn't just receive one, not two, but three awards, which are Best Female Presenter category, second Best Group Project degree, and Best Sports. Once again, Ms. Jinaya, congratulations on these amazing achievements. We are very honored to have you with us today.
Okay. Am I audible? I hope I am. Okay, good. Good day, everyone. So my name is Dinaya Faza. You can call me Naya or Din, whatever. And Initially, I thought it was going to be like a back-to-back talk show, so I don't have anything prepared, like slides or decks. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I can walk through. I mean, my experience as an alumni. So yeah, my name is Dana Faza. I just recently graduated. I just obtained my bachelor's degree for the agricultural engineering. So, in the midst of me finishing my undergraduate thesis earlier this year in February, yeah, I was juggling between through making the proposals for the Istanbul Youth Summit and also, well, at the same time, other competitions, which is mind-boggling. But I managed to get through it. But yeah, so actually, before joining the Youth Summit, I sort of question myself. I saw myself as a student who likes to do things, likes to try things out, and sometimes doubting whether my voice was strong enough beyond my country. But so this is basically like a test to myself whether or not I can prove myself competitively in international stage. Yeah, but that sounds sort of narcissistic, but okay. Actually, the committees gave me a several questions because I can't show you guys the visuals. I'm just going to walk you guys through the questions one by one. So after the introduction, so the second question would be, what motivated me to apply to Istanbul Youth Summit? So the question also followed with what were your expectations at the time? Right. Um, I think the motivation came from a mix of curiosity and also restlessness. As I just told you before, I was juggling between, uh, finishing my undergrad thesis research and also other competitions back home. But yeah, nonetheless, it was fun. At the time, I really did not imagine winning any award, so my expectation was simply to learn uh, how international discussions work, basically how people debate ideas respectfully. Oh, also, for context, this is my actual first international experience as a student, and how cultural difference shape problem solving. So yeah, I expected a bit of a discomfort, and I was right. But nonetheless, it was really fun. I met lots of great people that I still keep in contact with until now, even, right? Okay, and then the third point that I would like to address, so, right, about the funds, right? I joined the summit with the funds that I obtained from my university, from my campus. So, uh, I think it will be very different from for each of your universities. I don't know how the endowment of funds will work, but personally for me at the time, the funding came from a decision that required me to take a personal risk. So I proposed an idea. Uh, well, me personally, I was a broke student. I know I couldn't afford to pay for the flight ticket, for the program fee, but yeah, I initially proposed an idea to the one of the university representatives. I approached them, so I pitched my participation as a representation of the university and also for of the country, which is Indonesia. Uh, I explained that I wasn't going to just attend, but to compete seriously, and I promised them something that would later on actually brings me to quite a lot of stress. I promised them that I would win an award even before I joined the competition, even before I was there. And you know what? Yeah, yeah, well, I proposed the idea and then they agree. So basically I proposed them like some sort of like a business proposal. So at the time, we were given a multiple choices of SDGs, 5-point SDGs. So I picked specifically for the SDGs point 13, which is the climate action, right? I managed to propose them the proposal as thorough as possible. So, what frameworks, what projection, what's the risk and mitigation? Why, so very thorough in and out, right? Top down, whatever. right? And then they finally agreed, with the risk followed consequence applied. So yeah, and then I got there. I'm in Turkey. Met my teammates, and well, I've always been transparent to them that this was very fun. For context, again, um, when I was there, it was a very diverse. The teammates that I had at the time, it was Group 8. It was very diverse. I think there are some from Spain, and also Nigeria and Mongolia even. It was there's 8 of us basically. And yeah, I thought at first the language barrier is going to be insane, but and yeah, it is. But yeah, in the end, after a very hard time, ever having a hard time trying to align our ideas, we finally managed to get a grip of what what kind of idea that we could propose with the SDGs point 13, which is the climate action, right? So at the time, what we are proposing is to tackle a very international and universal problem, which is air pollution. And how can we tackle air pollution both from one, industrial scale, and two, I'm sorry, community scale, sorry, right? So I think we segregated into two different mitigation. The first one, for the industrial scale, we were integrating some kind of technology. I could not show you. I'm sorry, I came very unprepared. I could have showed you guys the proposal or the pitch deck for the uh deck. I'm sorry, I didn't. But yeah, the first one was we were integrating some kind of basically a shield or a filter, you could say, on top of the we were benchmarking the mining industry because they were the biggest emitter, right? And then for the community scale, we created some kind of uh, a very interactive and gamified applications that is safe and could be used from uh, very different ages. Yeah, different group of ages. So yeah, after so many, we were the approach that we were trying to go for at the time was, I think, very thorough and very financy, like we were thinking about the financial projections, the cost, basically capex, and how long would it take for us to reach the BEP and ROI, etc., etc. And we were not thinking about the, oh yeah, uh, how could we engage the audience more? And well, in the end, we happily received the second best project for the proposal. It's still it's still an award. Yeah, but we lost the first or the first best project to the, I think, New Zealand won last year. Yeah, because they were very creative about the way they present the proposal or the ideas. They were opening it with some kind of short dramas and musical. It was very engaging. It's so fun to watch. Yeah, so props to them, I guess. Right. Okay. Sorry. I think I'll move on to the next question. So, which session or activity during the summit left the strongest impact on you and why? Right. I think the most impactful experience was, again, working and presenting alongside participants from different countries, and also during group discussions. I was placed in teams where, yes, of course, English was not everyone's first language. Some spoke confidently, others hesitated. I was one of the few that is actually hesitating. But yeah, I think a few of my teammates sort of convinced me it's okay, you can take the so we were segregating, like, because we were only given 15 minutes of time to present the ideas, and we want everybody to feel included and speak, right? So we were giving each other's time to, or which part do you want to cover, right? Yeah, my teammates did convince me to take up the opening slides. Yeah, it was really fun. Sometimes ideas were, I guess, misunderstood, but not because I think not because they were wrong, but because of those language limitation. Uh, I think there were, I think, moments of silence, awkward pauses, and repeated explanations, but slowly we learned to listen differently, using simpler words, gesture, and patience. That process itself was a lesson in empathy, I guess, right? Right. Moving on. How did interacting with participants from different countries shape your perspective? I think it taught me that diversity is not always comfortable in a way that uh, different cultures approach time, right? Differently. Some participants were very direct, others more reserved. At first, it felt very chaotic, but underneath those differences, we were deeply aligned. We human being after all. Everyone cared about uh, sustainability, social impact, and youth empowerment. I think that's what the the thing that made me realize that why we're here in the first place. So once we focus on our shared values, the differences became strengths, right? Right. Moving on. How did this experience contribute to your academic, professional, or personal development? Academically, it made my studies feel meaningful and beyond grades. So immediately after the event, I had to go back to my home country, which is Indonesia, to finish my undergraduate thesis, and it was pretty tiring, but very fun nonetheless. Professionally, it showed me that international collaboration requires emotional intelligence, apparently, so not just expertise. Personally, it humbled me. It reminded me that intelligence exists everywhere, just, expressed differently. Okay. Next, looking back, is there anything you would do differently if you were to join the summit again? I think, unfortunately, what I didn't do more is put myself out there more in a way that I don't think I talked to a lot of people when I was there, which is very unfortunate. I think I would document more and write more reflections during the summit. You know, probably plan much more long-term collaborations with the participants there. And they're legit people at the time in 2025. Right. Moving on. Did the summit open new opportunities, networks, or collaborations for you? Yes, of course. I gained friends, I think, arguably from across the world. So yeah, collaborators from different countries. It was really fun. I still text a few of my teammates here and back, asking them how they've been. Some of them already graduated. Some of them even started a new master's degree, master study. So it was really fun just watching them through, the phones and everything. Right. Last question would be, okay, in one sentence, how would you describe your Istanbul youth journey? Uh, a deeply human experience where differences in language and culture became a bridge through shared purpose. I think that's one sentence, I guess.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Dinayo, for the sharing session, yeah, regarding her experience throughout the Istanbul Summit this year. So it's really interesting, yeah, for everyone to seeing her that juggling for so many experience, so many activities, finishing her thesis preparation, and also doing other competitions, and also doing this Istanbul Summit, but at the same time managing to get the awards. So it's really amazing once again, and it might be an inspiration for all of you. And also, what also the most interesting is the way she proposed to her university. So by giving the promising that I will get the award later on, and then the university give the permission. Yeah, so it's really difficult, and not everyone could do it actually,
It's
Ginaya.
very
So
risky.
yeah, maybe yes. Yeah, I mean, how can a university could I mean be certain that you will eventually one day give us the award and etc. Is there any like consequences you give to the university if you didn't getting the award?
So basically, they told me if I didn't win anything, uh, just give us back the money. Just give us. That's what they
Oh
said.
my God. Okay. The
Right.
accommodation, the flight, and etc. Okay. 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 That's a great, what is it? Negotiation. Yeah. It's really great. Okay. For the Q&A session, it's already open. So if you have a specific question regarding either her way to convince the university to get the funding support, or even the more into experience of Istanbul Summit, or even the strategy, because as she said before, the what she think that she can get those awards with her teams is to make her proposal through, right, to the either from the financing aspect, or how this project will be feasible in the future, and etc. So it is really interesting. So yeah, is there any question from the participants? If you want to um, write your question in the chat Zoom, I will read the question. But if you want to deliver it from the speaker, you also can raise your hand first, and I will let you turn on your mic. Okay, the first question is from Nafis. I have a question. I think there might be some projects that would need fundings. How did participants during your time overcome it? Okay, Miss Dina, you could answer the
Okay.
question.
I think the follow-up actions after the events were pretty unclear because I don't think any of the participants actually implement their uh, proposed ideas in real life, I could say. But yeah, sure, if you're willing to actually implement them, actually come back, make the ideas come to life. Sure, but also I don't think it's included for the from the Istanbul Youth Summit event itself because the goal or purpose for of the event was us to propose an idea, whether it's futuristic or a policy brief or etc., to the judges, and they will, basically judge it whether or not this is realistic or whether or not this is applicable in real life. That is it. I don't think they give funds, right, for you to actually implement them. But if you do actually want to make the ideas come to life, that was another story. You could, seek for funds somewhere else or personal funds. That's completely up to you. But yeah, yeah, at least for me at the time, we were only proposing a futuristic idea. Right, that is it.
Oh,
I hope that's clear.
okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. I think Nafis get the answer. So maybe Miss Dina, you can also share how thorough your proposal was, because the participant might be curious. Because getting the having the idea or proposal to solving the climate change, for example, or other issue is actually not that difficult, right? We could search from the internet, or we could search from the news and etc. But what making it harder is actually making it more visible and convincing the judges first, especially right in this summit to yeah, this proposal is deserves to getting award and etc. Yes, please.
Right. Actually, shortly after the events, I sort of make my own pitch deck. Can I share it to the audience?
Yes, please.
Okay, request has been sent. Okay, let me just. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Right. So basically, here it is. This is the pitch deck that I proposed to my university as well. Right. Uh, Basically, this is the cover, right? And then this is the deck outline. So basically, background. Why this is urgent? Why do you all want to tackle this matter, right? Etc. Etc. So two is the problem analysis. So, what makes this urgent? Is there any casualty, etc., etc.? And then the solution, also the strategy. What can you propose to tackle this if money did not matter? So, you can, freely roam around your imaginations on what you can do. So, this is my team. Right, so this is the poster that won the award for the best poster last year. Right, next. Okay, so basically here it is, the background, highlight the data, of course. So there's a lot of data here. So yeah, we specifically benchmark the mining industry and specifically the APAC or Asia Pacific because I will show you guys shortly after the deck. So in the appendix, I also include the framework analysis, which is the PESTLE. So there are six considerations whether or not this is realistically applicable, uh, realistically applicable. Right. So that's by AP. AP stands for air pollution in top five APAC countries, etc., etc. Right. When we already convey the background, the data. Moving on next to the problem analysis, right? What technology works seamlessly at the scale of industry and the scale, also a scale of people. So address things here in and out. This is just our way to convey the data. If you have a much more simpler way to convey it, please do. We're just a bunch of STEM kids in our team, so we love data. Right? So, of course, this is the idea, the futuristic idea. AirGuard Duo, we call it AirGuard Duo. So we're integrating SkyShield technology and also Clean Air Companion app to tackle air pollution at the time. So for the industry level, we had this sort of technology to be put on top of the valve combustion. I'll show you how it works later on the next slide. Right? This is the gamified application that people could use. Of course, we don't have that application for real. It's just an idea. Right. So this is the strategy, a Venn diagram on how the touch points basically on how we could implement this strategy efficiently, right? It took us, I think, more than 1 month to gather all this ideas and datas and the decks, everything. Right now, this is the scholarship technology on how it works. So it contains of four different materials. The first one will be the activated carbon filter. So basically, explain it very detailedly, inside out, how it works, right? And the impact of the strategy or solution itself. So, and on every slide, I put a key takeaways, right? So this combine these technologies improve outdoor air quality index by 40 to 60 points, etc., etc. Right? So now this is the clean air companion application. What's the features, right? What it would be used for, and how it could work, how it could be implemented efficiently or optimally. Right. This is what the one that I told you. So we created a very detailed financial projection on what year it would reach the BEP and ROI. Right. Okay. There you go. This is the timeline. I can send you the much more detailed proposal if you want me to. Right. This is once again the risk and mitigation, and that is it. Right. This is the appendix, the one that I told you before. So we are using the pestle analysis for the framework. right. This is another financial projection calculations. Okay, I think that's all I can share.
All right. That's really insightful. Although I'm not from STEM field,
Okay.
there's some
Okay.
there's some term that I don't understand, but what I can actually get is it is really important to show data. So you're not
Right.
only showing the idea or the proposal, this is my solution, but also you're showing data to show how urgent it is and why your proposal is more engaging than the others or the other team and etc. And the detail of the proposal is also really important and engage with you make an application if I'm not wrong, and then making the takeaways from
Yep.
every slide.
Yep.
And the risk mitigation is really important too. So you accept that your proposal isn't perfect and it's really important. And actually, you might think this is doesn't correlate with our topic of this session, but it
Ah,
does really correlate
okay.
because it's how Dinaya convincing her university to get the funding support, right?
Right.
But there might be a question from other participants who
Yep.
is not not that what is maybe there any other solution
Hmm.
other than giving the presentation of what you already have the solution for the summit to your university. Yeah, maybe you get can you have any other suggestion
Right.
in your
Initially, I think a friend of mine, I asked them whether or not I can still join the event without, having to request for the funding through the university. I think it will be different regionally or for everyone, I think. But personally, in my city specifically, the local government, they would actually endow you a fund for a proposal if it aligns with their, let's say, uh, projects, you could say, right? There are different ways to approach or for requesting a fund, but first, the local government also endows that. And I think uh, individually owned companies that also aligns with the idea, but they would specifically ask, what can you bring to the table? What's the impact for me, right? So we can't just ask, let's say, a drink brand, right, out of nowhere, and ask them, can you fund me for this kind of event, which won't align with what you're trying to tackle or you who you are to represent them. So I think I don't necessarily know what to the detail. I don't necessarily know to the detail on how you could get them in another way, but I think uh, lots of university, especially from different countries, they would give you the fund unconditionally, only if the proposal or first the proposal, of course, and second at the right time. Uh, they're unlikely. They're very unlikely to accept your offer if you did it, let's say, at the end of the year, right? So on my case, I specifically did it back. I think it was 2 months before I got to Istanbul. So yeah, way before.
Enggak,
So way before the event even started, I already started to.
emang lagi ada Zoom meeting yang buat ke Turki itu.
Yeah.
Malika, can you mute? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, way before the event even started. So uh, because they're unlikely to give you the funds at the end of the year. They were closing books, so the finance people wouldn't take care of the proposal. I think one or two tips to request a fund from university, and that is specifically for my case.
Yeah, I think I agree. Some institution will give you funding unconditionally. It depends on how convincing again how convincing your proposal is, and you might give take the inspiration from the NIA proposal, or it doesn't have to be what is it exact to her proposal though, but it give you an inspiration that it has to be the detail and that convincing. Okay, is there any other question that you would like to ask to her? Or yeah, anything you are curious about the event and etc. Okay, so while we are waiting for the another question, I would like to remind you that the payment batch two for the participant, there would if there's anyone who would like us to extend the payment batch, there would be an extension, yeah, and there will be an expect time of for extend the payment. So you might you also give us an information through email regarding the reason and yeah, give us information if you want to extend your payment page. Okay, is there any other question? All right. If there's no other question, maybe from Dinaya, do you have like motivation or advice, or is there something else you want to share through the participants so it would give them insight, either for financial support or other like preparation and etc.
Okay. I'm not a motivational speaker, so uh probably I will only give you from another perspective, which is the amount of preparation that unfortunately I did not do well. Um, I think rather than just, put yourself out there, talk to so uh, talk to people, talk to them, and I think building connections and networks are a lot more uh important. I was just worrying about how cold it was at the time, and I was freezing to death. I couldn't talk to people. But yeah, that was very unfortunate that I didn't, made a lot of friends. I was just staying inside my room all day to avoid the cold. That was very unfortunate, but yeah, have fun, basically, really.
Okay. Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you so much, Dinaya, for sharing your journey and motivation to the 2026 delegates. I believe many of us here have gained valuable insights, not only about Istanbul Youth Summit itself, but also about the strategy to get funding support. There's are no so many options, just not only from the university, but you can also go to your local government, depending on your country or companies and etc. And the last sentence that might be really important for us is be confident and have fun to talk with our delegates. And yeah, and then before we end today's session, we'll have a quick photo session for documentation. So for the participants, please turn on your camera if possible, and our operator will take a screenshot in a moment. Okay, I will give a time for you guys to open your camera. Okay, great. Right? Okay, if you are ready, I'll count to three. So the operator will take a screenshot. One, two, three. Okay, we will take once more. One, two, three. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and see you at the next Istanbul Summer Orientation session. Have a great day, everyone. Have a nice day. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Good luck.
Good luck, everyone.